This man suddenly woke up because of licking. He removed the bandage from his eyes and was astonished the next moment. He found himself stranded on a vertical cliff, thousands of meters high. Below was a deep abyss. Above, he saw his parachute tangled in a dry tree, which somehow saved his life. But the entire wall was smooth because it was made of salt.
Mine? How could he climb up? The man quickly took out his dagger and wedged it into his shoe. Then he took out 2 more daggers and lay. He embedded them into the wall of the salt mine. He tried with all his strength to climb up. He just wanted to somehow get out of this dreadful situation. But he had barely climbed 2 meters when the weak daggers broke. He lost his support and started falling rapidly. Fortunately, the parachute was still. He was caught in the branches of a tree, but before he could feel relief, the dry tree couldn't bear his weight and started cracking slowly. The man quickly wrapped the parachute ropes tightly, took out a dagger, and began cutting the rope swiftly. Finally, when the branches were about to break, he cut the rope and narrowly escaped falling. Now one of his legs was in the salt, on the wall, and somehow his hands were clinging to the rock. In this situation, when he was almost about to give up, he looked up. A goat was standing on the rock and quietly licking salt. Seeing this, a spark of hope returned to his eyes. The rest, forgetting everything, he decided to imitate the goat. With all his strength, he shoved his hands into the cracks of the rock. Below was a deep valley, making his soul tremble. If he made even a small mistake, he would fall thousands of meters down and shatter into pieces. He would have shattered into pieces, but now there was no way to retreat. He made proper use of his hands and feet and slowly started climbing up. After a long and difficult climb, he finally reached a protruding section. But before he could breathe a sigh of relief, the salt surface below crumbled away. The sound of falling rocks echoed, and he steadied himself and tried to climb higher. Finally, he jumped like the goat and reached up, jumped towards. His hands had reached the edge of the rock, but now his strength was giving out. No matter how hard he tried, climbing up seemed impossible. Just then, a goat appeared from above and started glaring at him angrily. The goat sniffed the air and sensed that he was not like it. Without any delay, it rammed into the man. Fortunately, the man still held onto the rock with one hand. He started trying to climb up with all his strength, but the goat was not one to give up easily. She charged to attack again. This time, the man grabbed the goat's horns. Sensing danger, the goat became nervous and started pulling back. In this tug-of-war, the man got pulled up and finally reached the top of the rock and fell onto the ground, lay there panting. Then slowly, his hand